there for just 1 second. We will make sure that we've got uh, all of our technology working. Hey, what's going on? This is Dave Sharp, CEO of Legendary Marketer. I believe we just went live, so hang in there. Let us check to make sure that we're good. Hopefully, guys, you're doing fantastic. We've got a great message. I've got a great message for you tonight. And so, yeah, great to be with you guys. All right, cool. Looks like we're live. Super exciting. Very exciting. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And I am really excited about what we're going to be talking about tonight. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Dave Sharp, CEO of Legendary Marketer. And I am honored, privileged to be with you guys tonight and sharing a message of inspiration and vision, and giving you guys some exciting look ahead of what we are going to be doing, and what you can look forward to as an affiliate here at Legendary Marketer. And for those of you who have been involved with what we're doing up until this point, you know that it's really exciting, right? Every day, new people are coming into our world, and they're experiencing something that they've never experienced before. And on this call tonight, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a look ahead at what you guys can expect, and really where your mind should be at as we move forward as a company. And there's a couple of things that I want to start off by saying here. And that is very simply that regardless of where you're at, regardless of where you've been, and regardless of what you've done as an entrepreneur or a marketer up until this point, I can relate to it all. A lot of times people look at me and they say, whoa, you can't relate to what it's like to get started and be new and not know anything about marketing. And what I can tell you is that it was just about almost a decade ago, not 8-9 years, something like that. Basically, it was 2008. So that's about 9 years ago. I was a homeless heroin addict who had nothing but the change in my pockets and a dirty bag of clothes slung over my shoulder. And I was at rock bottom. And I was in a bathroom one day, and I looked in the mirror after basically getting done doing whatever I was doing in that moment, which probably wasn't pretty. And I didn't even recognize myself. And in that moment, I knew that I needed to change. And I knew that what I was doing with my life wasn't my destiny. And so I walked to my dad's house and I knocked on his door. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I essentially asked him to help me save my life. And he looked at me a couple of minutes, what seemed like a couple of minutes anyway. It was probably 5-10 seconds. And he said, yes, son, come in. And I slept on his couch, and I went to work with him doing construction for the next, 4 to 6 months. And during that time, I was able to get back on my feet. Remember, my first purchase was a twin size bed. And I learned that a couple of things. I was reminded of the value of hard work and hustle and dedication, because that's what my dad had done my whole life. It's what I watched my mom do. It's what I watched my stepfather do my whole life. I was reminded of hard work and dedication and consistency and commitment, right? Because I didn't grow up rich, and my dad at that time was not rich. He was living in a studio apartment. He was living, he was living on a limited budget. He had a bed in my big first purchase. Working construction with him was another bed that we sat right directly beside his in the room. And we slept side by side for several months. And I share that with you because that was what the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur looked like. The second thing that I was reminded of, the first thing was the dedication, the consistency, the commitment, the hard work, the hustle. That was what I was reminded of. And that my dad was willing to do whatever he had to do to both support me when I was young and growing up. And my stepdad did the same thing. So did my mom. The second thing that I was reminded of was that I didn't want to be swinging a hammer on in the sun, the Florida sun, for long, for the rest of my life. And many of you are not swinging a hammer. You weren't homeless. You weren't addicted to drugs. You didn't have that history or that background. But what you do have, and maybe did have, or are currently dealing with right now, is realizing that what you have right now is not what you want to have in the future, and also that the path that you're on right now is not going to give you the opportunity and the lifestyle that you want long term. That where you're at is not your destiny. That you were made for more, born for more, and that even though you have a mess right now of a life, which I'm not, maybe your life wasn't as much of a mess as mine was, but regardless of whatever your situation is, that you have the potential to turn that mess into a message. And whether you share that message with the world or whether that message just becomes something that inspires you, you can turn that mess into a message, and you can turn whatever your struggles are into your strengths. And I didn't know that back then, but I know that today now. And so I got into network marketing. That was the first thing that I did. I was working a construction job, on a construction job, and a guy came by, kept harassing us, and I finally got involved, used my last bit of money to get in that. And I realized that going around doing home-based business stuff, chasing friends and family, was not working out for me. So what I decided to do was get a magnet on the side of my old 1990 Ford F-150 that I had more rust than paint on it. I started it with a screwdriver because that was what I had to do to start the thing 9 out of 10 times. Hit the solenoid with a screwdriver, turn the key over, and pop the trunk, and sparks would fly. And I drove around my town with a sign hoping that somebody would call. I did not know marketing. I was uneducated. The only thing that I ever knew in terms of a possible career path was what I learned in school and the messages that I heard from people growing up. And those were go to school, get a high school diploma, go to college, then work 40 hours for 40 years and hope that you have enough to retire by the time that you're 67. Hell, I didn't even graduate high school, though. So I screwed that up from the very beginning. So I felt hopeless. Now I'm doing this work from home thing, and it's not working out. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I got online. And I started to look at how can I build any business, the business that I'm working right now, how can I do it online? How can I reach millions of people? How can I even reach hundreds of people? Because right now all I'm reaching is a few. I remember the first check that I got as an entrepreneur, I was in network marketing, and I sponsored my dad, and I was like, I'm going to get you rich. You go above me. And I got a check for $2.50. And actually it was his check, but I took it. And what that check did for me is it was my first earnings as somebody who was working on my own. And even though the money came from me bringing my dad into the business, it still was a check that was mailed out. It had my name on it. And I said, wow, what if this check was for $250? What if this check was for $2,500? What if this check was for $25,000? What if the check was for $250,000? And on and on and on. And so anyways, that didn't happen. It wasn't a reality. I failed in several businesses up until this point of my life, which basically was at the end of 2009-ish, 2010. I started to gain some momentum. I learned some skills. Now, a lot of you guys who come into Legendary Marketer, you'll come in if you're brand new. A lot of you guys are new. Many of you guys have been around for a while, but you're going to go through a getting started process in Legendary Marketer that's essentially going to combine and cram 2 to 3, maybe even 4 years. For me, it's been almost a decade of education and learning, failures, doing things the wrong way, losing money, making mistakes. We're going to combine all of that experience and education into about 2 weeks. We're going to put you through 15 core steps. We've consolidated and condensed all of this knowledge, all the stuff out there that you could know, down to the things that you need to know in 15 core steps. And we've assigned you a coach who's going to walk you through the entire process. And our goal with that process is to give you what I didn't have when I first got started, which was, hey, there's a million things that you could know, and here's the stuff that you need to know. I didn't know that I needed a break-even funnel, something to help me bring in customers at a low cost and try to recoup some of my advertising dollars, because I wasn't just going to be able to sell. I had been used to trying to sell $2,000 and $5,000 and $1,000 things on the front end. Typically, it was between $400 and $500. Well, People are not usually going to buy something from you for $500 right off the bat, but I didn't know that. Because the people who I was working around, and I certainly didn't have any knowledge about marketing. We teach you in Legendary in the beginning, as you go through this process, we teach you the things that you need to know, not everything that you could know. And we have a structured process for you to go through to get educated, right, about how to get extremely successful, wealthy, and even rich on the internet. But do it in a way that allows you, and this is the biggest challenge that we have, is really teaching people how to approach their business like a business instead of like a hobby, right? And so I'm going to encourage you tonight, as we move into really into the deep fourth quarter of 2017 and then move into 2018, that it's time to start looking at your business like a business. And this is something that I didn't know for a long time because I wasn't surrounded by real entrepreneurs. And I'm gonna shoot you straight if that's okay. And drop a comment below and let me know if that's cool if I shoot you straight, right? Because for me, my time is valuable, your time is valuable as well. So I want to make sure that I'm as concise and honest and straightforward as I possibly can be, because what I believe in is clarity, and I believe in setting expectations properly, and I believe in giving you exactly what you need, but not more than you need to be able to know exactly what to do to move forward to get results in the next step of your business in your life, and also how to develop a vision for yourself that is realistic and that inspires you. Okay. And so one of the biggest challenges that we run into on a daily basis is trying to get people to approach their business like a business opposed to treating it like a hobby. And the reason why so many people treat their business like a hobby is because they've not been taught by anybody how to treat it like a business. Most of the things, the messaging that we get in society is quick. It's instant gratification. It's now, right? Social media, communication, connection is now. If my Facebook won't load in 0.2 seconds, I'm like, what's going on? Wi-Fi must be slow, right? It's like, for God forbid if I have to wait 2 seconds for it to load, because we're in an instant gratification society. But entrepreneurship, and by the way, employment is like that. Employment, when we hire people, one of the things that we battle, because we have a very entrepreneurial environment, we want people, whether they're affiliates and licensed partners, whether they're working on our internal team, we want them to have that mindset of entrepreneurship, because it's the hustler's mindset, right? And so a lot of people are just looking to show up and punch a clock. And if you want to be successful in Legendary the same way that you would be successful in any business, if you're taking our education and applying it to something else, is that you have to treat your business like a business. You have to approach it with a long-term vision. You have to get out of short-term. And this is something that I want you to write down. And I'm going to be dropping various points that are important. And I invite you to write, take notes if that makes sense for you. You have to get out of the mindset of just looking at short-term goals and get into a long-term vision. Okay. What a lot of you guys don't know is that we have a tuition reimbursement program that if you sell 10 of our products, our back-end high-ticket products, over 24 months, we'll reimburse your entire tuition. If you don't know, now you know. And the reason why we do that and make that 2 years, 24 months is because we want people from the very beginning to be looking into the future and building and developing a 2-year game plan. So you're not looking at 2 days, 2 weeks, even 2 months. You're looking at 2 years. Because if you make that commitment from the perspective of like your marketing, then now you've got an opportunity to create something real. You've got an opportunity to develop some momentum. If you look at your marketing, for example, and I always tell people, you need to create a free and a paid marketing strategy. That's it. That's the first thing that we make a decision about as marketers. We got a free and we got a paid marketing strategy. Now, the paid marketing strategy might be something that you're continuously testing. That's co-op, solo ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Instagram ads. That's something that you're testing, and you're always looking at your paid marketing strategies. Like 8 or 9 of these out of 10 might not work, but I might hit the honey hole, and I damn sure better have an advertising budget that if I do hit the honey hole, I can scale that. And that advertising budget we encourage you to have as much as possible, because if you want to approach your business like a business, then you need to have some operating expenses. And here's the difference between somebody who approaches their business like a hobby and somebody who approaches their business like a business. A hobbyist gets in an opportunity, whether it be a network marketing company, something, whatever, a lawn service business, even a franchise, which this would be unlikely. But if they got into the franchise, or if they started a lawn service company, a network marketing company, or a business here with Legendary, and they had absolutely no money when they opened their doors to operate, for petty cash, for advertising, then that would be a hobbyist, because that person didn't really think through, okay, how am I going to approach this like a business? What do I need to do? What type of a business plan do I need to develop so I can make sure that I have what I need in order to succeed, not this week, but over the course of the next year, 2 years, right? And so you're going to have a free and a paid marketing strategy. That paid marketing strategy is going to be something that you're going to test, and you're going to hit a honey hole, and you're going to scale. When you find a winner, you're going to scale it, period. When you're getting back $1.25 for every dollar that you're putting in, you're going to scale it. It's just as simple as that. But here's the big key that you're also going to do simultaneously is you're going to, and here's another thing that the difference between somebody who approaches it like a business and somebody who approaches it like a hobby. A business owner looks at their marketing, their free strategy, and they pick something and they do it consistently over time. So that's another quality of being a business owner, right? My vision for you, my vision for everybody here at Legendary, my vision for you guys is that we have an army of business owners, of strong, independent movers, shakers, legendary marketers, people who are powerful in their own right, who are wealthy, who are smart, who are strategizing, not people who are just blowing with the wind and becoming victims and blaming their failures on everything besides themselves. I want people who take responsibility for their success, right? Because ultimately owning your failures and owning your successes and being hungry for change and growth is what will develop you into the best version of yourself. And for me, if you wouldn't have recognized who I am today compared to who I was back some years ago. And the reason why I'm like I am today is because of what I'm talking about right now. So again, with your free marketing strategy, you're going to have discipline and consistency, and you're going to do it every single week, the same amount of times over the course of the next 2 weeks. And what that idea, that mindset of approaching your business like that is going to do for you is it's going to get you out of, well, I need to make results right now or else this is not going to work for me. And this just doesn't work. Because here's the deal, is that we every single day are putting tens of thousands of dollars in people's pockets. Real average people. And here's what's interesting about Legendary is we've had a lot of gurus and big affiliates that have come and approached and said, hey, I want to join, give me an account and I'll go promote it and blow it up. And I say, no, we don't give accounts away. And we're cool. We're good. We don't need the drama. We don't need the hype. Every single person that's earning commissions up until this point inside of Legendary is either a newbie, somebody who's fairly new, somebody who's never or not made a lot of money inside of a digital business. So our program, our principles, the entire first year of our company has all been getting results for average people who are just getting started, who have never made money before. And if you come to one of our events, we have an event, and I want to cover that just a little bit here in a second, is talking about our events. And a lot of you guys are looking forward for dates for 2018. We are going to be doing a sales and marketing experience. We are going to have our marketer mastermind, our entrepreneur mastermind, and we're doing a Legendary lifestyle trip as well. But if you come to our events, what you'll see average people who are no different than you are, who have never made money. They're extraordinary in their own right. But in terms of digital marketing, they're mostly brand new. And they're making thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars online, right? And it's incredible to see. It's the best feeling in the world. But why? Well, the reason why is because the people that are doing it have exactly what I'm saying right now. They have the discipline and the consistency. And I want to train you to be approaching your business with the right mindset. right? So you'll have your paid strategy, and we'll teach you how to do that over time. You'll have your free strategy, and we'll teach you how to do that too. We'll teach you how to do that in our lifestyle experience program. If you're getting that coaching, we'll teach you how to do it inside of our Marketer Mastermind and Entrepreneur Mastermind. And we'll also teach you inside of Legendary Marketers Club. And if you plug into all of the training, guys, that we have for you, which is calls in the morning at 10 a.m. every 5 days a week, we have Monday webinars. We have Legendary Marketers Club, which has a lot of great value and more value coming, right? We have, your builders course, your leader course. You've got all of this value, right? That's at your fingertips. You guys literally have a check, a blank check that you could write in whatever amount that you want to. And if you commit to this business that, hey, I'm going to be here, I'm planting my flag, I'm going to do whatever it takes to commit to learn to be a digital marketer. And then over the course of the next 2 years, you will make more money, have more success, experience more prosperity than anything that you've ever done if you adopt these principles that I'm talking about right now, because these principles have changed my life, right? And it's about approaching your business like a business, not a hobby. It's about developing the mindset, which is the discipline, the commitment, the consistency. It's when you pick a free marketing strategy. If you love writing, you start a blog and you write interesting content every single day or once a week. Whatever you commit to, you just do it every week and you don't stop doing it, because that consistency over time is what builds up momentum. It's what will develop you an audience, and it's what will eventually generate you traffic, leads, and sales. And it's just that simple. It's not, there's not a secret to this. It's really simple. We just provide you with all of the products, the sales funnels, the sales staff. We facilitate the entire business, and you're 10% of this business. We do 90% of the heavy lifting for you, and your 10% is being in the right mindset, staying in the right mindset, developing the skills that when you stub your toe, and you will stub your toe, that you get your butt back up and you keep moving. Your other part of the 10%, which is the other 5%, is you generating traffic. Now, we have coaches on standby that could be working your leads every day. But if you're not taking action and you're not sending leads and traffic into the system, your leads are not going to get worked. And most of you guys are not sending enough leads. You're not taking enough what I call ignorant action. So what is ignorant action? It's trying things. It's here's another principle or characteristic of a successful legendary marketer and entrepreneur is that you're willing to test things. You realize that most marketing is a test. You're willing to test things. You're willing to go out there and try. You're willing to fail forward, because there is no failure. There's only feedback. You're only getting feedback that didn't work. I'm not going to do that again. Or I'm going to do that, but I'm going to tweak it slightly so it's a little bit different this time. And I'm going to say this or do this or hit this button this way instead of that way. Too many people are afraid to do something wrong when really the only measurable accomplishments that I've had in my life are because I failed and I made an adjustment. Think about that for a second. I want that to really sink in. The only things that I've done in my business and in my life that have made a difference, that have really got me massive results, is because I tried something and I failed at it and I made an adjustment and I got it right. But I only knew how to make that adjustment because I figured out what didn't work first. And many of you guys, this is not your first business. This is not your first venture. It's not your first thing that you've tried before, but many of you guys come into this the same way that you've gone into other things, but you're expecting a different result. And you know what we call that, right? We call that insanity. Trying something over and over again the same way, expecting a different result. And so what I'm challenging you guys to do again is to get out of the hobbyist mindset and into the entrepreneur mindset. We have the most world-class, powerful sales and marketing system, along with our products that have more value than anything else in the marketplace. Our goal here at Legendary is to provide you with something that even if you worked for 100 years to build, you wouldn't build it as beautiful and as smooth and as well-oiled as the amazing team of people here at Legendary have built Legendary Marketer. And you get to take that as if it was your own. We're never going to take credit for it. I'm not going to come out here and wave and say, Dave Sharp, I'm the CEO. It's because of me. That's never going to happen. This is your business, and I'm just coming on to address you here tonight to let you know that we have a team of people behind you that work harder than anybody that I know. We have a team of trainers and coaches and salespeople that work day and night to help you earn more commissions, to help you close. The other day, I was so happy to see one of our members, Jeff Dingman, a good friend, a longtime customer and teammate of mine, was at work and made a $12,000 commission. He was out running his construction business. You know, we've got people all the time, every day, who are earning money, commissions, and having their lives changed because they decided that they were going to be all in for the long term. And that's what I'm inviting you to do tonight. And I'm inviting you to do it because I know that what we have here is safe and secure and sturdy for you. And you can trust in the fact that we're behind the scenes working our ASSESs off for you so you can have something that's there for you when you begin to really start to take serious action and send lots of traffic, leads, and sales. Our coaches, they're sitting around, they're waiting for you to send them more leads so they can close more people so you can make more money. And most of you guys are not taking full advantage of the opportunity that you had, maybe because you're trying the same thing the way you've always tried it, expecting a different result, or maybe it's because you're afraid to take action. Maybe it's because you're afraid to fail. Maybe, just maybe it's because you're afraid to succeed. Maybe it's because you're afraid of how powerful you are. Maybe it's because you're afraid of what would happen if you really stepped into your true potential, your true purpose. Maybe that's what it is. I've seen a lot of people say, I'm afraid to fail. I'm afraid to speak in front of public. No, you're afraid what will happen if you go up there and crush it. Then what? Then what do you do? How do you handle that? How do you handle success? Most people are so comfortable in their failure, in their struggle, in their challenges. If you listen to most people, they default to their struggles. How you doing today? I'm struggling. Just, you start talking to them and you hear the shame and the guilt eating them up because they've been doing things that they feel embarrassed by or involved in relationships that have continued to make them feel bad about themselves, to put them in situations with people who don't honor them and respect them, continue to make themselves vulnerable with people who are not safe, continue to not really apply themselves to their ultimate potential inside of a business when if they just put forth 100% of their effort, they would crush it. And then what? Then what? Then what would it be like if you were successful, if you didn't have money? Some of you guys are so comfortable with financial challenges and struggles that I don't think you'd know what to do if you didn't have them anymore. Because that would be uncomfortable. A lot of you want success, but you're not really actually ready for it yet. Because you're stuck in a mentality of hardship, of struggle, of defeat. You're addicted to that struggle. And you say, nah, Dave, you're crazy. Believe you me, I know because I was there and I see it every single day. Most of the time when I'm interfacing and interacting with people, I'm battling their limiting beliefs. We have people every single day. You guys, a lot of you guys who are on this webinar tonight, we see you, we talk to you every single day and we say, the Builders Masterclass is here. These products are here for you to be licensed, to sell. We're here to sell them for you. We're here to do 90% of the work. And it's not that you don't believe in Legendary. It's that you don't believe in yourself. It's that you don't believe that you are worthy of success. Oh, Dave, you're crazy. This can't be the case. Then why are some people taking action and moving forward and getting results and you're not? Right? That's the ultimate question that I ask people. And oftentimes when I'm talking one-on-one, I'm not talking this loudly and this passionately to somebody because that might make them feel uncomfortable. But you guys get my drift. I'm passionate about this because I was the guy. I was the guy who didn't believe in me. I was the guy who thought that I was destined for failure and struggle and misery. I'd never find love. I'd never be successful. I'd always be broke. I'd always be addicted to heroin. That's what I believed at 18 years old. I can remember sitting in a car and saying I was addicted. And I said, this is what the rest of my life is going to look like. Little did I know that I was my problem. that I was the one who was stopping me, that I was the one who was keeping me from stepping into my true best version of myself. It wasn't other people. It wasn't the world. It wasn't the government. It was me. So part of this journey for you, sure, it's going to be about, again, learning to be consistent and committed and dedicated to your free marketing strategy. But a lot of this process is less about the mechanics of doing the marketing, and it's more about developing the heart and the mindset and the attitude of an entrepreneur, of a hustler, of somebody who is going to win, who has a will to win no matter what challenges come in their way. For me, I have a will to win. Nothing will stop me. I'm the hardest worker that I know, not because I have anything to prove anymore. I did at one time. But because I'm hungry for this, because I'm hungry for the next level of growth, because I'm curious about, can we do $100,000 in a day? Can we do $100,000 in an hour? Can we do $1 million in a day? Can we do $1 million? Not because I'm money hungry, because I want to stretch the limits of what's possible. If somebody tells me no, I just say, okay, and I go try to figure out how to make it a yes. If I look at my bank account and I'm trying to buy a product, I don't say, there's no money in there. I guess I'm not going to be able to get that. I say, no, what can I do? What can I sell? This is worth $15. This is worth $500. I don't need an iPhone. I'll work off a flip phone. I start looking at things. I start thinking. I start being creative. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was explaining the paid and the free marketing strategy. And it's real simple. You either like to write or you like to do videos, right? Or you like to post. We're doing invisible influencer. You like to you want to build like a fan page or an Instagram page behind a brand. Like there's like 3 or 4 choices. And they were like, well, I love to write. And I was like, cool. So why don't you start like a blog on Medium or on your own domain or whatever? There's like a million places that you don't even have to set up anything. Medium.com. You could start a blog and like just write interesting content and then link to our free book giveaway and say, just write about things that people would be interested in. And it's like, well, and I don't know how to do, like, it's like she wasn't even willing to think. Wasn't even like God gave you the most complex computer. God gave you the most complex computer in the world. Your brain, aren't you curious about its limits? God gave you a body that with 5 fingers, 5 toes, a mouth. Aren't you curious the inspiration that you can speak out of that mouth? God gave you 2 ears, or the universe, or whatever you believe. Aren't you curious about how you can become better at sales by listening and asking better questions? God gave you a message and a story. Aren't you curious if you tell that honestly, who it can impact? For me, we all, I believe, at a certain point have defining moments. And for me, it's been several throughout my life, particularly in the last 10 years. One was when I got clean. One was when, I was, several have been with my wife and I going through challenges, financial struggles, marital challenges, and fighting. And that moment when it's like, am I going to keep pressing through? Am I going to quit? Challenges as I endured and persevered through a terminal illness, having hepatitis C back in 2014, from the days that I was on the streets and I was an intravenous drug user, and dealing with the gravity of the fact that I had something that would kill me if I didn't get treatment for, in a defining moment in that instant where I had to make a decision to go and focus on my health and take care of myself so I could be there for my future child, who wasn't even born yet at that time. The defining moment that when I look at my child at home every morning and I say, what am I going to do with my life today? What am I going to do that's going to make a positive impact? How am I going to leave a legacy? Most of you guys, you want to leave a legacy. You want to have an impact. You want to have a purpose. And a lot of times, sure, the financial legacy that you can leave is powerful. But just the simple fact of you changing your behaviors can break chains in your family and your legacy that have been there for generations upon generations. For me, it was alcoholism, and it was depression, and it was elements of poverty, and it was elements of anger and abuse, and it was not thinking big or acting big. And for me, there's so many things that I've done from being so hungry for change and so hungry to develop and so hungry to be the best version of myself, that I've made these commitments that I'm gonna step into my power, and I'm also going to change the legacy of my family through my actions. And every single day when I do that, I'm giving them a gift, but I'm also giving myself a gift. And every day that you don't step to the plate and swing with everything you got in this business and everything that you're made of in your life, you're selling yourself short. And that's the biggest tragedy of life. It's not that somebody dies young, it's that they die young and they live the rest of their life in this half-lived mediocre existence. And for me tonight, what I challenge you, what I invite you, what I implore you to do is to think long and hard about that and allow this to be a defining moment for you tonight. If you've not been engaged with Legendary, to re-engage. If you've been on the fence or were nervous and you were, I don't know if I want to upgrade and go all in, and I want to commit, to make the decision, to stretch yourself, to take the risk, to try, to put yourself out there, to do something different, to believe in something more powerful than yourself, and know that we're not going to let you fall as long as you're willing to make a commitment to show up. It's to tonight allow this moment to be the defining moment that you say, from this day forward, that's it. I'm not going to settle for mediocrity anymore. I'm not going to quit anymore. I'm not going to practice poor habits inside of my business. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to show up. I'm going to dedicate these amount of hours every single day, rain or shine, sleet or hail. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to make a business plan and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to develop a free marketing strategy, and every single week I'm going to do it. Rain or shine, whether it feels good or it doesn't feel good, whether I feel like I'm getting results or I don't feel like I'm getting results. Because the only reason, and I can promise you with every fiber of my being, that you won't get results in this business is if you lack consistency. Because it's like the game of Survivor. Is all you have to do in this game is outlast people. That's what business is. Business is the ability to outlast your competitors, because people nowadays are so impatient. They don't have long-term vision. They want what they want when they want it. They lack the ability to hang in there. You ask a married couple who's been married for 30 plus years, what's the number one secret? They'll tell you, we just didn't give up on each other. We fought like cats and dogs. We argued. There was times that we couldn't stand each other, but we did not give up on each other. And that's the commitment that you have to make to yourself in this business. That you're not going to give up on yourself, and that you are going to understand that this is a business and the reward is going to be determined upon your risk. No risk, no reward. That's life. If you go to any legitimate investment firm, they're going to ask you, sir, ma'am, what's your risk tolerance? And what that means is are you willing to risk it all for a huge reward, or do you want to take very little risk and get very small rewards over a long period of time? Most people say, hey, you know what? I'm somewhere in the middle. And if everybody in this business, or you particularly, were somewhere in the middle, to where you're like, hey, I don't want to risk everything, but I'm not going to play small either, you would be successful. But most people, they're not willing to risk their time. They're not willing to risk change, because the way that they live their life right now is so comfortable. I talked to somebody the other day. They went through the story selling formula and they said, I will absolutely never share my story. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting the rest of the world, really. You may be robbing somebody of being inspired by your story, but ultimately, my story, as ugly and as messy and as when I used to tell it, and it still comes out weird sometimes. And some people still look at me like, you did what? But I don't care, because my story and telling it inside of my marketing has made me tens of millions of dollars. Because I understand the power of telling story inside of advertising. It's not all about pitch, pitch, pitch. It's about value, value, story, story, pitch. Give value, tell stories. It's educate, entertain, make an offer. And all your marketing, that's the formula. Educate, entertain, make an offer. And it doesn't matter what medium or modality you do that in. If you're doing it on Instagram, if you're doing it in a blog post, if you're doing it on an ad on Facebook, if you educate and you entertain and you make an offer, you will be successful. As long as you're advertising to people who are actually interested in what you're looking for. If you're trying to sell shovels, ice shovels, snow shovels to people in Florida, you're not going to be very successful. But I think you get the point. So where is Legendary Marketer going from this day forward? It's going big things, big places, and we want to do it with you. And the only thing that's going to be missing in the future on stages and on the beaches that we travel to and experience and lock arms together and hang out and grow together and earn together and learn together, the only thing that's going to be missing is going to be you. If you don't decide tonight, that's it, no more. The end of 2017, moving into 2018 is my time. It is my time right now. We have paid out now nearly right at 900, almost $1 million in hard, cold cash. Okay, so the thing that's significant about that, okay, we've done probably almost $4 million in overall sales, but you know, we have literally paid out. We have paid out almost right at $1 million in commissions into people's bank accounts. I want you to think about that. A lot of you guys in the company right now, this is the interesting thing to think about with this company, is that the company is still very new. It was started really in the beginning of the second quarter of 2017, okay? Because the first part of the quarter was very soft launch. I think we started our soft launch around February. So right into March was when we really started to pick up. Our official launch at the first sales and marketing experience was the middle of March. So now we're talking about second quarter, essentially January, February, March, you know, right at the beginning of the second quarter. We're now in November 17. So we're a month and a half before the end of the year. So we're in the beginning to the middle of the fourth quarter. So if you think about the amount of money that we've put into people's pockets and the people's pockets that we've put that money into, there's not a single, now this is, and I'm going to be very transparent with you about what most companies do to create their results. Most companies, when they launch their company, they go out and they get all the gurus, which we could have totally done. Don't think that wasn't a possibility for us, and that's not something that we could have done, because my connections and relationships in this industry are deep, and I know a lot of big marketers, and I could have gone out there and comped a bunch of accounts for a bunch of big marketers and said, hey, come on in, let's get the company off the ground and take it to the moon. But I didn't do that. I didn't give away a single account to anybody, okay? And the only people that we've helped have been people who have bought our products, and 99.9% of those people have never made money or have made very little money. And the reason why I've done that is very specific. And here's another thing that I want you to think about, is that we've done all of our results, all of our marketing, all of our sales funnels, all of our products are value-based. We're giving away trainings. We're giving away books. We're educating people. We're entertaining people. We're making offers. We're not leading with a schemy, sleazy, get rich quick, make money message. We're leading with a value-based message that makes sense, that makes people feel good. We're shipping books out to people's houses. We've sold thousands and thousands of our Legendary Marketer book that, you know, you guys are loving so much, and I'm happy that you're enjoying that, and I'm happy to have been able to write it so you guys could profit from it. But all of the money that we've paid out, and I'm not talking about gross sales, folks. I'm talking about money paid out into people's bank accounts right at $1 million. Every single person has been new. And there's not, I mean, we've got 7,000 people inside of our Facebook group, and not every single one of them is a member, and not every single one of them is active or engaged. Okay. So the people who are actually active and engaged are a lot less than that. right? Because we've grown very organically, we've grown very slowly, we've grown very purposefully. And the reason why we've grown like that is because my experience from the past, I've used that to grow a company so it has a long-term foundation. It has a foundation to be around for a long time. What I did in the past, in my experience as an online digital marketer, as both a digital affiliate and also a company owner, was, we grew very fast, and the marketing message got saturated, and it was just a make money online message, and it would go up and then it would go down because everybody was either in the company or had heard about the company. And the way that we're building Legendary is every single calculated move and decision is for the long term. I want Legendary to be here for you. If I pass away, die, get hit by a bus, die of old age, whatever the case may be, I want Legendary to be around for you to pass on to your children. And that's the way that we're building Legendary. And every single move, a lot of people don't, because for me, I am in the background a lot more than I used to be. I'm in the background a lot more with Legendary because we've got such an amazing team, and I don't need to be all up in the video, all up on stage, all up in everybody's stuff, because this is not about Dave Sharp. This is about you. This is about Legendary Marketer. This is about a business that's a legacy business for you that you can use both financially, but you can also use to introduce your children to. You can use it to introduce your family to. You can use it to pass down to next generations. And if you pass on this skill set of digital marketing to them, now, not all your children are going to be open to that, but if you pass that skill set of digital marketing on, that they'll be able to carry that that skill and that ability through any economy for decades and hopefully centuries to come. And that's the ultimate goal here with Legendary. I want this to be here. I want this to supersede and be much bigger than I am. And the way that we're building it right now, in a slow, controlled way with steady, hockey stick growth. It doesn't go like this and then come straight down. It's steady, beautiful hockey stick growth because we know how to build businesses. And that's my commitment to you guys as the CEO and as the owner of this company. I take that very seriously. I'm not just out winging it, hanging out on Facebook, having meaningless conversations. As a matter of fact, I've taken much of a backseat to my own personal promotion and being out in the spotlight on social media and content creation, because as all I'm focused on is building a solid, strong, sustainable, stable company for you to be able to have for generations in decades and centuries to come. That's my mission. Every day I have I'm not traveling around trying to do a YouTube show and impress people with a fancy, cool life, because I don't really, frankly, give a shit about that. Got more money than I know what to do with. Don't say that to brag. Just say it to be honest. All my life is paid for. I've got a house 2 blocks down from the corporate office, and I come in every single day to our corporate office to figure out how I can make our company more stable, sustainable, and strong for you. That's all I care about. I don't do anything else. I don't think about anything else. This is all I do, and this is my total commitment and focus because, again, we have a machine here. We have a team here behind the scenes that's absolutely the best team I've ever worked with, from everybody in customer support to everybody on our coaching team to everybody on our tech team to our events team. If you come to an event, you experience both Dave Sharp, you experience our trainers, our coaches, our affiliates, you experience a family that's unlike anything else out there in the marketplace. And all of that it doesn't just happen by accident. It happens with thought. It happens with precision. It happens with planning. And it happens with consistency, commitment, discipline, the same things that I'm talking about in teaching you to have inside of your business so you can be successful. We're using those same timeless principles in the back end and behind the scenes of Legendary to build a strong, stable company for you. And I make that commitment and that declaration in front of you guys tonight because that's where my head and my heart is. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't predict the future. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is, what are we doing today to make tomorrow better for all of us, right? What did I do today to make tomorrow a better future for everybody here in Legendary? Because I'm not interested in changing the world. I'm interested in changing your world, right? I'm interested in giving you the opportunity to step into an environment that has the environment, the information, and the mentorship to be able to create massive change and transformation in your life, both mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially, period. And that's it. And if you stick around for a minimum of 2 years, now I know, Dave, what's this 2-year stuff? I want to get rich quick. Well, go buy a lotto ticket, right? Go to your 7-Eleven, spend every single dime you got on lotto until your money runs out, and hope and pray to get rich quick. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in people who want to learn how to have a long-term sustainable business and a career as a digital marketer and literally build their business from anywhere in the world and have the ability to earn unlimited income. That's what I'm interested in. But in order for you to do that, you must be plugged in. You must be listening to the daily calls every single day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You must be attending the events. You must be coming in and going through the training every day. You must be talking and working with your coach if you're still going through the core 15 steps and doing everything that you can to come up with the resources to position yourself with the education and the earning potential that we give you guys, right? We give you guys more unbelievable earning potential that's not BS air. We're not selling air. We're not selling inflated lotions, potions, and pills. We're selling stuff that has way more value than the prices that we charge for. Our highest priced product comes with a lifetime coaching program. It comes with out of the country excursions. It comes with VIP days. Our masterminds come with a lifetime membership. I mean, nobody is doing what we're doing. In some look at our business model and say, man, you guys are giving lifetime memberships to your masterminds. And if you don't know about our masterminds, ask your coach, right? Talk to your coach about it. But people are looking at what we're doing and saying it doesn't make financial sense. And I'm telling them it does because first of all, we know what we're doing in terms of charging. We're fiscally responsible. And the more value that we give people, the more that they want to buy and go and promote and feel good about what we're doing. So again, the reason why I bring this up is just because not only is the foundation there for you guys, but the opportunity is there in terms of earning potential. And also the value of the products is so extraordinary that you won't find it anywhere else. You won't find it with your typical gurus program. You won't find it. I love Tony Robbins. You're not going to get Tony Robbins. You're not going to get legendary marketer value in a Tony Robbins environment. You're just not going to do it. Tony's powerful. He's great. I love him, but you're not going to get the value of the product at anything else out there. Not a John Maxwell, not a T. Harv Eker, not anybody, right? And I don't say those people's names to put them down. I'm just saying that they've not created and structured programs and educational experiences like we have here at Legendary. We are truly, my belief and my passion is creating leaders from the ground up. I don't need to go out and find people who are already successful to come in and help us be successful. We are successful and we're looking to help you become successful. There's a difference there. Do you understand that? My legacy in this industry is not that I brought people into my company and that were successful and they helped get it off the ground. It's that I found the guy or the gal that was just like me, who didn't have shit going for him in life, who had nothing but hustle and hunger and resourcefulness, because I didn't have resources, I'll tell you that, who had nothing but hunger and hustle and resourcefulness, which was the willingness and the desire to go out and find the damn resources. That's the person that I want to help. The newbie, the person who says, you know what, I've been on my job for 30 years and I'm ready to start living again. The retiree who says, I look at my 401k and there ain't enough money to get there, to get to the end of the road on this. And they come to us and they lean on our experience and our knowledge about what we're good at, which is digital marketing. And we lean on their commitment and their willingness and their desire to come and learn while they earn. And we say, this is the perfect match. These are the people that we're looking for. And if that's you, dig in, plant your flag. I'm inviting you tonight to make that commitment, that challenge, and allow this to be that defining moment for you in your life and in your business, that from this day forward, things will never be the same again. And it's your time. Okay? So here's your steps of action from this day forward, because that's what it's about. I hope you're inspired, but more than anything, I hope that you decide to move forward with decisive action to say, what do I need to do right now? And you do it tonight. if you've been on the fence or you said no to upgrading to something or buying something or that you reach out to your coach tonight and you say, I'm in. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I'm in. Whatever. If you were, if you had been disengaged and you are out there with ADD on steroids, like most entrepreneurs are. And I see people all the time. They get into Legendary and then they make money, and then guess what? They get distracted with 5 other things. And then every single time they come back and they say, God, I wish I'd stopped getting distracted because I make more money here and I have more success here than all this other crap that I do. Right? I'm inviting you once again with open arms and with compassion, because I get it, because I'm an entrepreneur, to plant your flag and dig in and to get serious and to really have a defining moment tonight to say, you know what, this Dave Sharp guy and these legendary marketer people, they're the most solid. They're the realest. They're the most authentic. They shoot straight. They keep it 100, right? I want to roll with these guys. They're real. This is because here's the deal. With us, it's not important to me to impress you. It's not important for you for me for you to like and think, oh, I don't care about any of that. I just care about you changing. I care about you being the best you. I care about you making the most money. I don't give a damn. If you say, well, I don't like his hair, I don't like his beard, I don't like his mouth, his voice, I don't care. I just want to help you be the best you. Because when I die, I want the most important people right there in the front row, right? That's my legacy. That's my mission, right? I want to change your life, not the world. Look, listen, I'm not God. I'm just Dave Sharp. We're just Legendary Marketer. Our goal is just to help those who want to be helped. So tonight, if you're new and you said, yeah, I'm scared. I'm not willing to take the risk. I don't really want to do that. And I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to stay complacent. That you say, fuck that. I'm in, right? Call your coach up right now tonight. Say, I'm upgrading. I'm doing this. I'm in. I want the learning. I want the earning ability. I'm tired of the mediocre life. I'm tired of living half-lived existence. I'm tired of not being the best version of myself. And if you've been disengaged, you've been floating, floundering, distracted, sick, I don't know, depressed, that you get your ass up and you get back involved, that you come into the middle of the boat, that you meet us at the next event. And I promise I'd talk about events. So in the beginning of, and we're going to lock down here in the next couple of weeks. It's the holidays, so things are hard to get a hold of people. Hotels, they don't like to, they're hard to, they're slow to pull the trigger anyways. We'll have some dates for you guys for the sales and marketing experience. And then we'll try to roll out dates for everything for you in 2018. But I just want you to know that we are doing a sales and marketing experience at the beginning of 2018, and it will be probably in February, maybe late February, maybe even early March, but most likely late February. And I've got some cool announcements in terms of what that's going to be like for you guys. So do please put that in your calendar and plan to be there, because that event is, that was voted and written about by Entrepreneur Magazine as one of the top 10 marketing conferences for entrepreneurs in the entire world, right? So we've really made a lot of accomplishments, and this is the last thing that I want to say. It was because of you. It's not because of me. It's not because of it. It's because of you. We were wrote up, and I was the headline of the Forbes article this year. We were printed and wrote about in Forbes this year. And it was not a bought advertisement. I mean, it was not something, it was legit organic, and it was because of you. It was because of you. So many people, they message me and they say, Dave, thank you for dreaming big. And I want to tell you, my dreams aren't anything without you dreaming big. Nothing in this world, as much as sometimes we hate people, right? We'll be driving down the road and see people being total ignoramuses and say, I hate people. I just want to go home and be with my dogs or whatever. But really, at the core, nothing happens in life without each other. I'm nobody without you. My dreams mean nothing without your dreams. But in alone, our dreams mean nothing. But when we put them together, they become bigger than any of us are put together, right? And for Legendary, this is something that's bigger than any one of us. It's a bigger vision. It's a bigger mission. It's more important than any one thing or person. And I and all of us at Legendary could not do it without you, right? And I want to acknowledge you for that, because there's room in this vision here in Legendary for everybody. Believe you me, if there's anything that I've developed my mindset over the years, it's to think big. It's to dream big. And the cool thing is even if you haven't begun to yet think like that, your dreams, no matter how big or small they are right now, they make up the vision of Legendary Marketer. Because without you, and without you being in, and without you, believing, none of this matters. It doesn't work, right? Without you hanging in there and running one more ad, writing one more post, shooting one more video, just like me, attending one more webinar, getting up, making one more call. Like that's the stuff. And it's the ones that you do right when you don't want to do anymore. And you just do that one when you're tired and you're exhausted and you feel like you can't go on, and you do that one more call, that one more post, that one more whatever it is. And that's the one that matters, right? That's the one that matters. And so don't ever overlook the small stuff, right? Because none of it's small. It's all big. And most of the time it's that last yard, that last 2 yards, that when you just refuse to quit, that's what makes legends. And I got to tell you that my story, when you hear me speaking and you hear me and you look at me as if, I don't know what people think, but my story is one of just hustle, just coming from the bottom, just digging my way out of the trenches. And I've been in the trenches multiple times over the years, and it's just digging myself out of the trenches. And so no matter what trench you're in right now, the difference between Legendary Marketer and every other company is we won't send down a rope over the edge and pull you out, or call for an ambulance, or we'll get down in the hole with you, build a ladder, and help you crawl out of it. And that's the difference. That's Legendary Marketer. That's what makes this special. That's what makes you special. That's what makes what we're doing here special. And every single time that you support somebody, and because let me tell you something, most of us don't have people in our direct friends and family circle that supports our business. We're out here like lone wolves running through the forest. And when we find our pack, it's like, where have you been all my life? And for most of you guys, this is your pack, right? It's like, where have you been? We root you on when you have big wins. We root you on when you have small wins, and we don't let you quit even when you want to, even when you say, I can't do this. This isn't for me. We just keep believing in you because we believe in both your financial potential, but we also believe in your potential as a human being. That's mainly what we believe in, is your potential as a human being, because as you develop yourself as a human being, you pick up skill sets that allow you to raise your financial thermostat. That's what I know. That's what I believe. And that's why I put people over profits and everything else, because long term, the only thing that matters is human beings. It's people. It's growth. It's somebody somewhere tonight, even if it's just one of you, that says, that's it. I'm done playing small. I'm done thinking small. I'm done listening to these losers in my circle. I'm ready to change things up. I'm calling I'm calling Bill. I'm calling Anthony. I'm calling Andy. I'm getting in touch with Dave. I'm chasing Rosala down. I'm getting with Denise. I'm calling Rod. I'm getting in touch with my coach. I'm getting serious about this bad boy. Why? Simple. Because you deserve it. That's why. Nobody else on this planet is more deserving of everything that life has to offer than you. And the only reason why you haven't achieved everything in life yet is because you've yet to believe that. I believe that for you. And my hope is, over the course of the next coming months and years of you running with this pack, that you begin to believe that too. And then those things become like an avalanche, and they just start those blessings, and that the fruits of your labor and your consistency and your discipline begin to flow in and roll in, and at a certain point you can't even stop it. And that's been my experience. So I look forward to shaking hands, giving hugs, seeing you guys at the upcoming Sales and Marketing Experience. Hope you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving this week. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for entrepreneurship. I'm grateful for marketing. I'm grateful for Al Gore for inventing the internet. I'm grateful for everybody here inside of this company, all of our staff, from customer support, Sarah, Brent, James, to our director of sales and customer support, Anna, to our director of operations, Julie, to Adam Whiting, our director of marketing and IT, and Jason Cullens, our lead engineer, and all of our coaching staff, Anthony and Bill and Larry and Andy and Denise and Murad and Rosala, and probably missing a few people, but you get the picture. We've got a team here, and they eat, breathe, and sleep you and your success and your prosperity. So let's do it. Let's go kick some ass. Let's end 2017 strong and start 2018 with a bang. We're here for you. Let's do it. It's your time.